Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about something truly beautiful and peaceful: village life. Sheaf of rice villages are the heart of every nation, full of simplicity, love, and connection with nature. While city life is busy and full of noise, village life reminds us what real happiness feels like: calm, pure, and close to the earth. So let's explore 6 key points that make village life so special. When we think of village life, the first image that comes to mind is one filled with nature, open fields, clear skies, fresh air, and the sound of birds greeting the morning sun. Villages are not just places where people live. They are living examples of how human life can exist in perfect harmony with nature. In villages, nature is not separate from daily life. It is a part of it. Every sunrise marks the beginning of a new day of hard work and hope. The golden rays fall on green fields, the cool breeze touches the face, and the smell of wet soil after rain fills the heart with peace. Villagers live in close touch with these simple but powerful gifts of nature every single day. Unlike the noisy and polluted life of cities, villages offer fresh air, pure water, and open spaces. There are no tall buildings to block the view of the sky, only wide stretches of land and endless greenery. The peace and silence of the countryside allow people to think clearly, rest deeply, and live calmly. This natural environment gives villagers not only physical health, but also mental balance. The mind feels lighter, the body feels stronger, and the soul feels refreshed. For the villagers, nature is not just beauty, it is life itself. Most people in villages depend on farming, and farming depends entirely on the blessings of nature. The sun gives energy to the crops, the rain nourishes them, and the soil provides life. Villagers understand this connection deeply. They pray for good rainfall, they respect the earth, and they treat animals as part of their world. This respect for nature teaches them humility and gratitude, lessons that many people in modern cities have forgotten. Every season brings a change in the rhythm of life. In spring, the fields bloom with fresh crops. In summer, the bright sun shines over the golden wheat. The monsoon brings rain and joy, turning everything green again, and in winter, people sit by the fire, sharing stories under a starry sky. This natural cycle connects villagers emotionally to the world around them. They live with the seasons, not against them. Because of this close connection, villagers develop an attitude of patience and faith. They know they cannot rush the rain or force the crops to grow faster. Nature works in its own time, and they have learned to respect that timing. This teaches them calmness, endurance, and a deep understanding of life's natural flow. The connection with nature also inspires the art, songs, and stories of village life. Folk music often celebrates the beauty of the land, the joy of rain, and the strength of the farmer. Many local festivals are held to thank the gods of nature for their blessings, for sunlight, for rain, for a good harvest. Every ritual and celebration reflects gratitude and respect for the natural world. Even the houses in villages are built in harmony with nature. Many are made from mud, clay, and wood, materials that keep them cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trees are planted near homes to provide shade and fruit. Rivers and wells are kept clean because they are the main sources of life. This balance between human needs and environmental care is a true lesson in sustainable living. In today's world, where city life often disconnects us from nature, villages remind us of what we've lost: the calm of early mornings, the joy of working with our hands, the comfort of living close to the earth. The connection with nature in villages is not only physical, it is spiritual. It gives people strength, wisdom, and peace. So when we look at village life, We are not just looking at a simple way of living. We are looking at a relationship, a bond between humans and nature that has existed for centuries. It teaches us that the more we stay connected to nature, the more we stay connected to ourselves. Sheaf of rice, would you, one of the most beautiful qualities of village life is its simplicity and peace. In today's world, where cities are full of noise, rush, and competition, the quiet rhythm of the countryside feels like a breath of fresh air. Life in a village moves slowly and naturally, without the constant stress, pressure, and distractions that often fill modern urban life. In the village, people live simply. They do not chase luxury or material things. Their homes may be small, but they are filled with warmth, love, and contentment. Villagers wake up early with the sunrise, greet the morning with a smile, and begin their day with purpose, whether it's farming, tending animals, or household chores. Their daily life follows nature's rhythm, not the ticking of a clock. This natural flow keeps them calm and focused. Unlike city life, where every minute is about deadlines and traffic jams, village life teaches patience. People take time to talk, to share, to sit under the shade of a tree, and enjoy a cup of tea with friends. There is no need to rush because life itself is not a race. This unhurried pace gives them mental peace, a kind of peace that money cannot buy. Simplicity in the village is not about poverty, it's about contentment, being happy with what you have. Villagers may have fewer possessions, but they live richer lives emotionally and spiritually. They value relationships more than material things. Family bonds are strong, and neighbors often feel like extended family. When someone is in need, the entire community comes together to help. This spirit of cooperation and kindness brings true happiness, the kind of happiness that comes from giving, not from having. In villages, people live close to reality. They see the results of their hard work in the form of crops and harvests. They eat food grown with their own hands, drink water from nearby wells, and rest under the trees they planted years ago. This connection between effort and reward gives them deep satisfaction. It reminds them that life is about working honestly and living gratefully. Peace in the village also comes from the quietness of the surroundings. There are no loud horns, no tall buildings, no screens flashing advertisements. Instead, you hear the sound of the wind, the chirping of birds, and the laughter of children playing. The air feels cleaner, the sky looks clearer, and the heart feels lighter. This peaceful environment has a healing effect. It calms the mind and refreshes the soul. Village life also encourages a balanced lifestyle. People eat simple, natural food, fresh vegetables, fruits, grains, and dairy products straight from the farm. Their work keeps them physically active, and their routine gives them enough rest. They sleep early and wake early, following the healthy rhythm of nature. As a result, villagers often enjoy better health and stronger immunity. Another beauty of this peaceful living is the lack of comparison and competition. In cities, people often compare their lives with others who has a better car, a bigger house, or a higher salary. But in villages, success is measured in different ways by the growth of crops, by family harmony, and by the respect of the community. People find joy in small achievements and satisfaction in simple blessings. This simplicity also reduces greed and stress. When you don't constantly desire more, you start appreciating what you already have. Villagers live with gratitude, grateful for the rain, for the food, for the sunrise, and for each other. Their peaceful hearts and positive attitudes create a sense of spiritual richness that no luxury can replace. In the end, simple and peaceful living in the village teaches us an important lesson that happiness doesn't come from things, it comes from within. When we slow down, appreciate nature, and care for one another, life becomes truly meaningful. Village life reminds us that peace is not the absence of problems, but the presence of simplicity, gratitude, and love. And that is why, even with fewer resources, villagers often live fuller, happier lives than many people in the busiest cities of the world. When we talk about village life, one thing that immediately stands out is agriculture. Villages are often called the backbone of a nation, and the reason is simple: they feed the country. Agriculture is not just a profession for villagers, it is a way of life, a tradition, and a deep connection with the land that sustains them. In most villages, the economy revolves around farming. Early in the morning, when the sun begins to rise and the air is still cool, you can see farmers walking toward their fields with tools on their shoulders. The land is their pride and their strength. Every seed they plant carries their hope. Every drop of rain feels like a blessing, and every harvest is a celebration of life and hard work. Farming is not easy. It requires patience, dedication, and courage. A farmer works in the scorching heat, in heavy rains, and even in the coldest mornings. He plows the land, sows the seeds, waters the fields, and waits for months with faith in nature. His life is tied to the earth, he lives by it and for it. And when the crops finally grow and turn golden under the sun, it's not just food he has produced, it's a symbol of his strength and devotion. Agriculture is the main source of income for most rural families. Whether they grow wheat, rice, sugarcane, cotton, fruits, or vegetables, the produce supports not only their household but also the economy of the entire nation. From the village fields to the city markets, from the farmer's hand to the consumer's plate. It's a journey that feeds millions. This is why farmers are often called the providers of the nation. In addition to farming, many villagers are involved in animal husbandry, raising cows, buffaloes, goats, and chickens. These animals provide milk, meat, and other products that add to the villagers' income. Many families also use oxen for plowing and transportation. This mixture of farming and livestock creates a balanced and self-sufficient rural economy. However, the agricultural lifestyle is not only about earning a living, it is about living with respect for nature. Villagers understand the importance of soil, water, and weather. They follow the natural calendar, planting at the right time, harvesting at the right time, and celebrating when the earth gives back its fruits. This connection with nature teaches lessons of patience, gratitude, and balance. Farming also strengthens the social bonds within villages. During the sowing and harvesting seasons, families and neighbors often work together. They share tools, exchange seeds, and help one another without expecting anything in return. The spirit of teamwork and cooperation makes their work lighter and their relationships stronger. After a good harvest, they celebrate together, singing songs, cooking meals, and thanking the Almighty for blessings. But agriculture also faces challenges. Many farmers struggle with unpredictable weather, lack of rainfall, and rising costs of seeds and fertilizers. Some villages lack proper irrigation systems or access to modern farming tools. These difficulties can lead to financial stress. Yet, despite these hardships, farmers continue to work with courage. Their dedication reminds us that without farmers, no nation can survive. Modern technology is now slowly reaching the villages, helping farmers improve their crops through better irrigation, fertilizers, and machinery. Government programs and educational initiatives are also supporting rural development. As these tools become more common, they will make farming easier, more productive, and more rewarding for the next generation of villagers. Agriculture gives not only food, but also identity and dignity to rural communities. It keeps them connected to their ancestors' traditions and to the earth itself. While the rest of the world may measure progress through industries and skyscrapers, the real strength of a country still lies in its fields, in the hard, working hands of those who grow our food. So, when we think about village life, we must never forget the farmers, the silent heroes who rise before dawn, work under the open sky, and provide for everyone else. Their lives teach us that real wealth is not stored in banks, but in the soil that gives life to all. Sheaf of rice, one of the most heartwarming and beautiful aspects of village life, is the strong bond between people. In villages, relationships are not just about friendship or family. They are about belonging, trust, and mutual care. Villagers live like one big family where everyone knows each other, helps each other, and stands together through every joy and sorrow. Unlike city life, where people often live in tall buildings but remain strangers to their neighbors, village life is full of connection. The sense of community and togetherness is deep and genuine. When someone in the village faces a problem, it doesn't stay their problem alone. The entire community comes forward to help. If a family's crops fail, others share their harvest. If there's a wedding, everyone takes part. Some cook, some decorate, some serve guests. The happiness of one becomes the happiness of all. This strong social bond builds a spirit of unity and cooperation. People in villages depend on each other not only for emotional support, but also for daily life. Farmers share tools, families exchange goods, and neighbors lend a helping hand in building houses or working in the fields. This habit of sharing and helping strengthens trust and keeps the community close knit. Respect is another key part of village relationships. Elders are treated with great honor, their advice is valued, and their blessings are considered essential for success. Children grow up learning manners, kindness, and respect from their elders. This culture of love and discipline creates harmony within families and across generations. In villages, festivals and celebrations bring everyone together. Whether it's a wedding, a harvest festival, or a religious event, the entire village joins in. You'll see people dancing, singing folk songs, cooking traditional dishes, and enjoying simple moments of joy together. These events are not just fun, they are expressions of unity, where every person, young or old, rich or poor, stands side by side in celebration. Even during difficult times like illness, drought, or family loss, villagers come together with compassion. If someone is sick, others visit and bring food or help with work. If a family loses a loved one, the whole village stands by them, offering comfort and prayers. This deep sense of empathy and solidarity is something that city life often lacks. These bonds also create a strong system of social safety. When someone is in need, they don't have to face it alone. The collective strength of the community becomes their support. This unity gives villagers emotional stability and a sense of security. They know that no matter what happens, they are never truly alone. Another beautiful aspect of these relationships is trust. In villages, promises are still kept by word, and honesty matters more than money. People lend each other tools, animals, or even money, often without written agreements, simply because they trust each other's word. This moral integrity keeps relationships pure and strong. Children, too, benefit from this close, knit environment. They grow up not just under their parents' care, but under the watchful eyes of the entire community. Every elder becomes a teacher, every neighbor becomes a guardian. This collective upbringing shapes children into kind, respectful, and responsible adults. However, These social bonds are not only emotional, they are also practical. For example, during the planting or harvesting season, villagers often work together in groups. They help each other finish tasks faster, share knowledge, and enjoy companionship while working. This teamwork reflects the true meaning of community life, where cooperation matters more than competition. The relationships in villages remind us of the importance of human connection. In a world where technology often isolates people, villages teach us the power of unity, compassion, and togetherness. Their lives may be simple, but their hearts are rich in relationships. These strong social bonds are what make village life peaceful and emotionally fulfilling. They show us that real happiness doesn't come from wealth or luxury. It comes from being surrounded by people who care. In the village, people may not have much in terms of material wealth, but they are wealthy in friendship, kindness, and love. And that's the true strength of village life, the power of human connection, where every smile, every helping hand, and every kind word builds a stronger, happier community. Sheaf of rice, one of the most colorful and inspiring aspects of village life, is its rich cultural traditions. Villages are the roots of every culture. They preserve the old customs, songs, dances, and values that define a nation's identity. In villages, tradition is not something from the past. It is a living, breathing part of everyday life. Every village, no matter how small, carries its own unique culture. From the way people dress, eat, and speak to how they celebrate festivals and marriages, each custom reflects history, faith, and community spirit. These traditions are passed from one generation to the next, not through books or schools, but through daily practice and shared experiences. Children learn from their parents and elders, watching and participating in rituals that have been part of village life for centuries. Festivals are the heart of rural culture. They bring life, color, and happiness to the community. Whether it's the harvest festivals like Baisakhi, Pongal, or Anam, or religious celebrations like Eid, Diwali, or Holi, every event is celebrated with joy and unity. During these times, villages transform into scenes of laughter and togetherness. People wear new clothes, decorate their homes, cook special dishes, and visit each other to share blessings and sweets. But festivals are not just about celebration, they are also about gratitude. In agricultural villages, many festivals are connected to farming seasons. Villagers thank nature, the earth, the rain, and the sun for supporting their crops. These moments of thankfulness show how deeply their culture is tied to nature. It teaches everyone to respect the environment and understand that human life depends on the balance of nature. Music and dance play a big role in these traditions. In every corner of the village, you can hear folk songs that tell stories of love, harvest, and hope. The beats of the dholak, the rhythm of clapping hands, and the sound of traditional instruments fill the air during celebrations. Folk dances like Bhangra, Garba, or Gira are performed not just for fun, but as expressions of happiness, teamwork, and cultural pride. These art forms keep the spirit of the village alive and remind everyone of their shared heritage. Traditional clothing also reflects the simplicity and beauty of village life. Men often wear cotton dhotis or kurta pajamas, while women wear colorful saris or traditional dresses made from local fabrics. Each region has its own style, colors, and patterns that tell a story about the community's history and climate. These clothes are not only practical for village life, but also symbolize modesty, identity, and pride. Marriage ceremonies in villages are another beautiful display of culture. They are not one-day events. They are celebrations that can last several days, filled with rituals, songs, and laughter. Everyone in the village participates, from cooking food to decorating the place. It's not just a union between two individuals, but between two families and often two communities. Such traditions strengthen the social bonds and bring joy to everyone involved. Village art and crafts are also a big part of their cultural identity. Many villagers are skilled in pottery, weaving, embroidery, or woodwork, skills passed down through generations. These handmade creations are not just products. They are symbols of creativity, patience, and love for tradition. Each piece tells a story, a reflection of the artist's surroundings and emotions. Even storytelling has an important place in village traditions. In the evenings, after a day of hard work, people gather under the big banyan tree or around the fire. Elders tell old stories, folk tales, and legends about heroes, gods, and lessons of life. These stories not only entertain, but also teach moral values, courage, and wisdom. Through all these traditions, festivals, art, songs, and rituals, villages keep their cultural soul alive. They remind us that culture is not just about the past. It's about identity, unity, and belonging. In a world that's rapidly changing, villages hold on to what's truly important: community, gratitude, and celebration of life's simple joys. Village culture teaches us that happiness doesn't always come from modern comforts. It comes from being connected to people, to nature, and to the traditions that make life meaningful. These rich cultural traditions are what make village life so vibrant, colorful, and full of heart. Sheaf of rice. While village life is beautiful, peaceful, and full of culture, it is also true that villages face many challenges. Behind the calm green fields and smiling faces, there are difficulties that affect the daily lives of villagers, problems that need attention, care, and solutions. One of the biggest challenges is the lack of education. Many villages do not have proper schools or qualified teachers. Children often have to walk long distances to attend classes, and some families cannot afford to send their children at all. Especially in rural areas, girls' education is sometimes neglected because of cultural or financial reasons. Without good education, young people find it hard to get better opportunities, and the cycle of poverty continues. Education is the key to progress, but sadly, it is still out of reach for many in rural communities. Another serious problem is the lack of health care facilities. In cities, hospitals and clinics are easy to find, but in villages, even basic medical help can be miles away. Many villages don't have doctors, nurses, or medicines. People often rely on home remedies or local healers, which can be dangerous in serious situations. Pregnant women, children, and the elderly are most at risk. Poor health services lead to preventable illnesses and suffering that could be avoided with better infrastructure. Then comes the issue of poverty and unemployment. Most villagers depend on farming for their income, but agriculture is unpredictable. When there is drought, flood, or crop failure, families struggle to survive. The prices of seeds, fertilizers, and fuel are high, while the prices they get for their crops are often too low. Many farmers fall into debt, and some are forced to leave their villages in search of work in cities. This migration breaks families apart and weakens the social fabric of rural life. Infrastructure is another major challenge. Many villages still lack basic necessities such as clean drinking water, proper roads, electricity, and sanitation. During the rainy season, muddy roads become impossible to travel on. Lack of clean water leads to diseases, and poor electricity supply affects schools, hospitals, and businesses. In the 21st century, These basic facilities should not be considered luxuries. They are human rights. Yet millions of villagers still live without them. Another growing issue is the lack of modern technology and awareness. While cities are advancing rapidly with the internet, online education, and digital banking, many villages are still disconnected. Without access to technology and information, villagers miss out on opportunities that could improve their income and lifestyle. Farmers, for example, could benefit greatly from learning about new farming techniques, weather updates, and crop management, but without internet or proper training, they cannot take advantage of these tools. Environmental challenges also affect village life. Deforestation, soil erosion, and water scarcity have made farming harder. Climate change brings unpredictable weather, too much rain one year and drought the next. These natural problems destroy crops and reduce income, pushing families into poverty. Villagers who depend entirely on agriculture are often the first victims of environmental imbalance. Social challenges like gender inequality and traditional barriers also persist. In many places, women still face limited rights and fewer opportunities. Early marriages, lack of education, and unpaid labor are common issues that need to be addressed. True progress in villages cannot happen until both men and women have equal chances to learn, work, and lead. Despite all these struggles, what makes village life truly remarkable is the resilience of its people. They continue to smile, work hard, and support each other even in difficult times. Villagers have strength, courage, and hope that keep their communities alive. They believe that tomorrow will be better, and that belief is powerful. To solve these problems, both the government and society must work together. Building schools, hospitals, and roads, providing clean water, electricity, and internet access, these steps can change lives. Empowering farmers with fair prices, modern tools, and training can strengthen the rural economy. Educating children, especially girls, can open new doors of opportunity for the next generation. Village life has challenges, but it also has great potential. With care, education, and development, villages can transform into centers of growth and happiness without losing their simplicity and peace. So, as we appreciate the beauty of village life, let's also remember the people who keep it alive despite all hardships. Supporting villages means supporting the very roots of our nation. Sheaf of rice, so friends, village life is not just a way of living, it's a way of feeling. It's about peace, purity, and the power of community. Villagers may live simply, but their hearts are full of richness that money can't buy. Let's respect, protect, and support our villages, because when villages grow, the whole nation grows. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring content. See you in the next video. Stay happy, stay connected to your roots. Green Heart.